now let's get in. Now I want you to open up your workbook, and in there you'll see a section with my name and a section that says 9-pillar formula. We're gonna put the pen to the paper now, and I'm gonna solve some major things for all of you. For all of you. I'm gonna connect the damn dots like you've never had connected before. I promise you that. All right. Is everybody there? Yes? All right, when you're there, give me a big old boom. You there? Boom? Whew, man, so Robin's going to be very proud of you, okay? That's important for me. It's very important. All right, here we go. Now, this is the deal. All of you, this is where you are today. Today. Fill this out with me. Fill this out with me. My handwriting's not going to be great, so I'll have to say it for you. And the deal about where you're at today is you have a choice for success. First off, you'll hear a lot of people talk about coaching. Anybody that does not have minimum one coach or running with, I always call it with a pack of wolves, you're running lonely. You're running lonely. I have 7 coaches right now. 7. Why? Well, you want to be the best in the world. You better hang around the best in the world. Now, that's where you're at today. Now, where you guys want to all go is to this, your future. You all have a future. It may not be defined. You may not have clarity around it. Some of you are afraid to even say what you want from your future. You say, oh, I want to do, I love when people say this. I say, tell me what your target is 2019. 1.5, 1.6 million. I said, listen to me. Is it 1.5 or 1.6? Because you have to be clear, don't you? How do you hit a target being unclear? I mean, I always say, first off, if you're using the word goal, crush that. Get rid of that shit, goal. How many of you, be honest with me, have had a goal to lose weight and you didn't lose all the weight? Raise your hand. Yeah. A goal is a word that's set up for sabotage. Now, my military guys in the room, now I was not in the military, but I am a martial artist at 34 years. Any other martial artists in the room? That's just how I see how safe I am. Thank you. You know, and I've trained with a lot of military and SEAL Team 6 guys and stuff like that. When the military sets their eyes on a target, what happens, everybody? What happens? Boom, it's gone. See, goals are like, oh, I have a goal. Let's hope we hit the target. No, you should write this stuff down. Forget goals. It's targets we're going for. We're going for targets. Now, here's how most of you have been building your business. Down in the red block, you've been building it by default. By default, you're doing the best you can, and you're ending up somewhere. And sometimes my wife says, you don't have an idea where you're going when you drive. I said, no, I don't, but I always end up somewhere. She goes, yeah, and you're kind of late when that shit happens too. She goes, let's get you to the target, right? Let's get you to the place we're going. What about this? Up in the green, how about you, during the rest of your time here, you build a plan for design? See, I'm going to go through pieces to give you a plan by design, not by default. Look, if you build your culture by default, you just let it create, what kind of culture is that going to be? Sucks, right? Perfect word. Thank you for saying what everyone else was thinking, right? It's going to be horrible. But when you build a culture by design, exactly what it's going to look like, exactly what it's going to feel. You would love my culture. It's kind of like if we took, did you ever see Zappos or anything? It'd be like Zappos culture, but we armed everybody with knives and axes, right? That's what it's like, my culture. Because I'm a high endurance combat kind of martial arts guy. Now here's the deal. There's a couple pieces here. Now when you go by default, look, you have this. Down on the bottom, poor habits. Poor habits will create a business by default, okay? Indecision. Confused, do I do it? Do I not do it? I'm like, crap, just make a damn decision. Look, about 12 years ago, I made a decision. And I'm not selling you nothing here, guys. I'm just here to serve you. But 12 years ago, I made a decision. Stop being weak, stop playing safe, and step up. And it served me very, very well by doing that. Now, the other part of that is inaction. You've heard plenty of people here talk about inaction. I'm going to give you a formula pretty soon, how to solve the inaction. How to get you to move like you never moved before. It's going to make so much sense to you in a couple minutes. Now, how do we build a company by design? Real simple. Clear thinking. Clear thinking. You want to make sure that you could have your brain dialed in where you want to go. Positive discipline. Positive discipline. I believe everybody should do martial arts because there's one thing martial arts will teach you if you train with the right person. It's going to teach you discipline. It's going to teach you focus. It's going to teach you mind, body, spirit. It connects all the dots for you guys, right? And the last part of that is it's going to help you get right action. Right action. Super key. This is what we call the future curve. If this makes sense, say boom. Does it make sense? 100%. Because the minute you start going by design, we change the game. Look, this is not the good part of what I'm talking about. Let's get serious. Can we get serious now? All right, let me show you what serious looks like. In the top part there, write the word create. Because I'm going to do this whole thing, and it's a big thing that we got to do before you're done with me. Just write create there. Now, this is going to spell out, when we're done, CEO. First, we got to create. We got to create who you are into a machine, okay? The second thing we have to do is I got to elevate you. I have to elevate. That's the E in CEO. I have to elevate you, okay? I have to help you with what you know. And the third part is operate. This is going to be the coolest model you guys ever seen, and that's the O, and that's going to be what you do. What you do. So I'm going to help who you are, okay? I'm going to help what you know, and I am going to sit here and help you with what you do. Now, here's the other thing this model does. You see this little gray part? Let's shift up, let's change up some colors here. Right here in this part, right here. I want you to write calibration. Calibration. I must help you calibrate your business with what I'm teaching you right now. You see, if I take a rocket ship and I stick a rocket ship on top of a Kia, I'm pretty sure what's going to happen. It's going to self-destruct, right? So I got to help you calibrate. Now pay attention because this model is exactly what you got to do in your business to change the game. Remember, you're going to hold me to, this will be the greatest session you've ever attended. I promise you this. The next thing is this, in the bottom part, acceleration. Once we calibrate, we must accelerate. We must accelerate, okay? Now, I heard what you heard up here on these 5 amazing people, they calibrated, then started to celebrate. Some of you are trying to accelerate without calibrate. There's a system to do it. And then the last part is once you do that, you could have domination. Now, I'm a domination guy. I didn't start growing. Once I made a decision to grow a business, I wanted to be the king. I didn't want to be a knight no more. I wanted to build a business that anybody in New Jersey that came across it, they were like, there's their truck. There's their fleet. I mean, 165. We were an amazing army. Now, the part that I'm going to teach you about, and we're going to start at the top, and I'm going to go pretty quick on this, is look, mindset. Yeah, but I'm going to tell it to you in a minute in a whole nother way. You guys are going to be blown away. Next part, skill set. We cannot learn new skills anywhere in the world without changing our mindset. Check it out. Once we do learn it, we got to take action. Action set. You must take massive action. Now, a lot of you guys are trying to grow a company, and check this out. Let's change a color for you guys. You have no clarity. You got to have clarity, 100%. Some of you you're not clear where you want to go, and then tell me if this is important. Look at that, I changed that color and I didn't even want to. That was even impressed me. Alignment, you got to have alignment. Did you guys ever in your family, husband and wife, did you ever not have alignment? Anybody or just me? Okay, just like me and you, that's it. Everybody else has been aligned with their wife, right? My wife's like, what are we doing now? I'm like, I thought I told you. She's like, you didn't say shit to me, okay? Next thing, without that, hang on. Without that, we got to have accountability. I'll get it right for you guys. Accountability here in the bottom. Accountability. Some of you don't have accountability. If you did, you'd be more successful quicker than you are now. Then there's last 3 pieces to this model, and I know you're doing your best to keep up. When I write it, I'll stay there a second, take a picture of the thing, okay? The next part is this, training. Training. Training is super important because a lot of you, see, in your world, you have training. You guys got to have training. How the hell would you figure out like all this Office 360 email stuff? I make my email locks up all the time, right? Training, you guys don't have a problem with. It's this that you need. You need coaching. You need coaching, right? All of us do. And the last part, you need managing.